Saturday morning with Daniel. So from talking about the economy earlier and asking you if you have faith or not about the process, if you're patient or not, let's go to another aspect of our daily life that's very, very important for us, and that's education. When we talk education, we talk about education in many, many ways. Primary education, secondary education, vocational as well. But this is around we're focusing on education outside the shores of Nigeria. This morning I saw that 1 in 3 doctors in the United States are Nigerians. And wow, you know the Nigerians are doing big things abroad. So if you're a parent out there, you're a student, you're thinking about joining this league of Nigerians who are doing big things abroad, trying to take our goodness and trying to take our brilliance beyond the shores of Nigeria, one thing you need to have in your kitty is an international education. And in the studio with us this morning, we've got Mr. Usman Ajao, who is the Director of Higher Study PVT Nigeria Limited. Now, they specialize in ensuring that you have all it takes, you get all you need to study abroad, whether it's for a master's degree program, a PhD, or even an undergraduate program. Mr. Usman, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Daniel.
All right, so let's start talking about Higher Study PVT Nigeria Limited. When you started, how long have you been doing this for, and what exactly are your strengths in terms of international study?
Okay, Higher Study PVT Nigeria Limited has been in existence for the past 12 years officially, and we have a certificate of agency to universities across the globe, both directly or indirectly, and we've been able to help students facilitate their admission to about 400 different universities across the globe. And also when it comes to visa consultation, we also help them also, because the major constraint is actually getting the visa, not just admission, because admission is not really a big deal.
You can do that in the comfort of your home.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for you help with the visa requirements to get the visa. You help with the admission process. Yeah. You also help students to perhaps settle when they go abroad.
What actually happens is that some countries, like in Europe, when you go there to study, you get residential permits. So we don't even need to help them to settle. So what we do is that we help we source for students around who are aspiring to bag their foreign certification. We help them secure admission, and we ask them if they are looking at settling there upon the completion of their course. So if they say that, then we'll be proposing countries where one can get residency. For instance, Canada. Anybody that goes to Canada with a study visa is eventually going to get residency, that is work permit, and after 4 years upon the completion of the course, the person is going to eventually become a citizen.
Okay. So let's focus this morning on Canada, because first of all, help us list out the countries that you have links with in terms of university. Let's start that way.
In the Scandinavian part, we have Finland. Some schools in Finland, some schools in Germany. In the eastern part of Europe, schools in Russia, schools in Cyprus, both northern and southern Cyprus, and also in the western part, we have UK. We also work with some universities in the US, in Canada, and this morning, the reason why I came this morning is to focus my energy on education in Canada, because as we all know that Canada is a country where one can migrate eventually, and it's one of the best country that has best economy in the world now. So
in terms of traffic that you get, do you have more students asking for university in Canada than anywhere else?
Yes, we do, but Nigeria, we've divided into 3 categories. Those that fall in the upper class are the rich ones. Those are the ones that can afford education in Canada, because it's a bit expensive and quality of education is standard. So most of the schools in Canada, institutions, they have these hands-on partnership with industries in Canada, because when they finish their postgraduate diploma, they usually place them for internship with the industries that they work with. So education generally in Canada is a bit on the high side, and now that we know that dollar has really gained so much weight now, so if students call and they say they are going to Canada, we always explain these things to them to know their financial strength.
So what exactly, if a parent comes to you right now in the studio with us, Usman, right now, and tells you, I'm interested in Canada, what are those things you tell the parent, or you ask the parent?
The first thing is that we're going to ask the parent one question. The question is, what are your plans for your words? Do you want them to come back, or you want them to stay? So if they say yes, then we say Canada. And we also find out their financial strength. let me quickly hit on this. It's not just paying tuition fee that matters. It's for you to be able to demonstrate that you are financially strong. I mean, the sponsor.
Yeah.
For instance, if tuition fee is about 14,000 Canadian dollars, because we know that a lot of people are being denied their visa and they do not have experience when it comes to things like this.
Yeah.
So our own area of expertise comes in now. We want to know the financial strength. So, like I said, for instance, tuition fee $14,000. We will ask how much the parent has in his account.
Okay.
If he says he has about 5 million, 6 million, by the time we do the conversion of the $14,000, as at the time the person comes to the office, because it's a function of exchange rate. So let's peg it at 300. $1 equivalent to 300.
Yeah.
I mean Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
And by the time we multiply by $14,000 Canadian dollar, that's about let's say about 4.2 million.
Yeah.
And this sponsor has 5 million in the account. Such person is not financially capable.
Okay.
The reason is because there is this estimated yearly budget for international students, and it's equivalent to about $10,000. So by the time you add $10,000 to $14,000, which sums up to about $24,000, if you convert that to naira, you see that it is already above the budget.
It's about 7.2 million.
Exactly. So these are the things that we are going to explain to the parents if he or she comes to the office. And another thing again that the consular look at is the transaction history.
Okay.
That is the inflow.
Because so it's not just about stocking money in your account just to impress anybody.
So let me just quickly break this down.
Okay.
Because we do what we call financial assessment.
Okay.
If the parent comes, we look into the statement to look at if the account is actually okay. Because it's not just lodging money into the account. For instance, someone that usually have maybe like 1 million at the end of every month, 1.5, 800,000, all of a sudden, the last 5-6 months, 7 million hits the account. They will know that these people are not fools, they are psychologists themselves. They will know that this person has actually gone elsewhere to borrow money and lodge in that account.
This assessment, you don't do the assessment. You're talking about the consulate, the Canadian consulate actually do the assessment themselves. Okay.
Due to our own years of experience, we already know how they reason.
Okay.
If we do our own assessment for them, we talk to them, we know about their financial capability, we can be able to ascertain that you have more than 50% chance.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of success stories. We've sent over 40 people to Canada studying presently, and our visa success rate is very, very high.
All right, interesting. So parents out there need to be sure that this is something they want to do and they can do based on the financial strength. I like the fact, Usman, this morning you said, look, it's not for everybody. It's for those who are the upper echelons of financial comfort.
Exactly.
So it's not for everybody, but there are opportunities for everybody else as well.
Yeah.
But still talking about Canada now. So you mentioned the visa, what some of the things that we're looking at for your financial statement, how comfortable you are financially to take care of your ward while they're there in Canada. You also mentioned the fact, one question you must ask parents, do you want them to stay back after their study, or do you want them to come back to Nigeria after their study? Why is that important?
The reason is because some of these countries they expect international students to go back upon the completion.
Okay.
That's the reason.
For Canada, is that expected for Canada?
No.
Okay, so for Canada, there's a chance that you should stay back after your study to do an internship, and if possible, get a residency permit. And
exactly.
become a
Okay,
citizen.
let me tell you how it works because we are updated in terms of immigration policy.
Okay.
What happens is when students go to do probably maybe postgraduate diploma, for instance, 1 year, upon the completion of the course, the school is going to do placement with the companies that they work with for that student to have hands-on practical experience.
Okay.
And it's in their law that any student that has 1 year diploma is entitled to 1 year work permit residency.
Okay.
So if you have gotten that 1 year work permit in the company that you're working, you have already worked for another 1 year in that company.
Yeah.
And if that student, if that person, the applicant, wants to further do masters, postgraduate diploma, like I said, and it does the masters for another 1 year, that making 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So it is in their law also that if you have 2 years work experience and 2 years diploma, so by the time you look at it, it sums up to 4 years.
4 years.
So in total, such applicant is eligible to apply for citizenship.
Okay. So it's a process that just starts in one way and must finish in a particular way.
Exactly, if you follow the right procedure.
Okay, and that's what you're asking parents to be sure that this is what they want.
Exactly.
Okay, so Usman, again, so Let's talk about the academic requirements as well. That is key for you to get admission into the university in Canada. So what are the university looking out for?
Okay, for those that want to do undergraduate program, foundation, because we are aware that the WAEC result is out now. It's just the normal requirement, even to gain admission into Nigerian institution. The physics, chemistry, maths.
So WAEC is recognized.
WAEC is recognized. Okay. We need their scratch card, the bilateral page of their international passports, then motivation letter. That will be all for.
They have to write a letter asking, saying why they want to go to school.
Exactly, what their career objectives are. So that is for undergraduate program. And for at postgraduate level, the student needs to have a graduate certificate. The academic transcripts must be sent directly from the university he or she graduates from, or they send them to us, because we know that it's a little bit expensive paying for courier service for them to send it from school to the institution, so they can pass through us. And the reason is because the institution recognizes us for us to send such transcript to them, because we have their certificate of agency.
Okay.
And thirdly, 2 reference letters. They will also write motivation letter, which we call a statement of purpose.
Okay.
We can also guide the students on how to write that.
Okay.
And also we need their curriculum vitae. And we also need their international part of the bilateral page and the application fee, because most of the schools in Canada need to pay an application fee of $100.
Okay. Okay, Usman, I noticed that for the undergraduate and the postgraduate, you never talked about qualification in terms of how many A's or B's or C's you must score. Is that something you deliberately left out, or perhaps you forgot to mention?
Just like I said, that in Nigeria, it's the same thing.
Okay.
If you have credit,
okay,
then it's okay, not pass.
Okay. And for the postgraduate level, looking at 2-1, 2-2.
Postgraduate level, whether the student has 2-1, for instance, maybe 3.6, 3.7, we don't advise such students to go for masters directly. We advise them to go for postgraduate diploma.
Okay.
The reason is because they run a 4.0 GP scale in Canada generally, and in Nigeria here we run 5.0 GP scale. So by the time they convert our own
3.6, is that what you get? Yeah.
GP to their own GP is always below.
Okay.
So even in their own country, the students that are eligible to go for a master's directly are people that have 3.0 on a 4.0 GP scale in their country.
Okay.
So there's another thing again. We don't just use the CGPA to judge, because at times some students their performance are very, very woeful in their year 1, year 2, but the 3rd year and the 4th year, the CGPA will go up. So that's why the academic transcript is very, very important.
Okay. Now, Usman, you said a lot this morning, and let me ask you this. We have so many things happening around the world. Many countries tightening their borders for different reasons, terrorism-related issues and other issues. Has this year been a bit more difficult in terms of getting students into Canada than other years? Is it tighter?
Yes. What happened naturally? There is high restrictions on Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, I must confess, because the processing time is very, very lengthy for Nigerians. Take for instance Ghana. Their processing time is less than 2 months. Nigeria is between 3, 4, 5 months. So there is a very high restriction.
So do more background checks and more
checks. And
digging.
What happened is that, in fact, let me shock you. If you apply the first time, they might deny you very fast. Outrightly. And what they are trying to do is to also check your how genuine you are. Because if that student is actually sure that he's actually going there to study for it, such students will not relent. It's going to reapply again, because you have that right to reapply.
Okay.
So these are the gimmicks there, because we know, due to our own experience, like I said, we know how the reason, at least to a minimal.
And usually now, with all these things you've mentioned, for parents and potential students who want to do things on their own, go straight to university, might be a bit more cumbersome. So coming through is actually the best. It's easier coming through because you know the inner workings of the admission system in Canada. Okay.
And one more thing again. Some students usually say, why should we patronize you? We can do this thing by ourselves. You can apply to university. Yeah, fine. You can apply to university yourself. It's very, very easy. But there is a problem. If a student is denied visa, the second time is denied, and such student needs a refund. and he does not understand the reform policy of that particular institution, it becomes a problem, because getting that money back will be a problem. So that is where we as an in-country representative of such universities, will be able to assist the students, we'll be able to guide them on how to get their money back. That's one. We'll be able to fast track the process of the admission. And also, if you go to most of the institution websites, you will see that they state clearly that international students need to write SAT, TOEFL, IELTS, GRE, and all that. But I tell you that if these students come to us, because I'm telling you the advantage of patronizing educational agent at times, we know how we can do it such that such exams can be waived.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Usman, time is not on our side, so give us your phone number and your contact address, your physical address, so we can get in touch with you if you choose to.
Our office is located at plot 282, opposite Shell Array, on Naba Road there, at Umukoshi bus stop. I repeat, our office is located at plot 282, opposite Shell Array, on Naba Road there, at Umukoshi bus stop. And the phone number to call is 080-3631-5797. I repeat, 080-3631-5797.
Do you have an email address or a website?
Our email address is info@higherstudynig.com. I repeat, info@higherstudynig.com. We also have a YouTube channel. It's called Higher Study Nigeria, and we also have a Facebook page too, which is Higher Study Nigeria. You can see some of the works we have done for people, and also see some testimonials. And we also have a website, www.higherstudynig.com. I repeat, www.higherstudynig.com. And as we all know that the world is a global village now, you don't have to come to our office for you to get admission. You can apply online via our website portal. You will see INSP, which is called International Student Placement Registration. You register immediately and upload your documents. Once you do that, you will get a auto response immediately. And after 3 working days, you must have gone through the academic credentials, and we'll give you a call.
All right. Well, Usman Ajao, Director of Higher Study, PVT Nigeria. Thanks so much for your time. Today we're looking at Canada, why you should choose Canada as a destination of study. And next week we'll look at some other country and, of course, talk some more. Still Saturday morning with Daniel Usman. All the best to you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Real Ethics on Radio.